you guys, especially want the cameras on, we are under, let's see here.
It was all rather predictable. Within hours of Mike Lindell launching his cyber conference, he claimed that shadowy forces intent on subverting American democracy were on the attack.
Okay, we probably expected this, so we have a backup plan. They're hooking up now. This was attacked. The whole technology was attacked. We expected that, but we do have a backup plan. It'll be probably another 5 minutes.
The MAGA conspiracy brigades had already been disappointed by Lindell, who predicted Trump would somehow be reinstated on August 13th. But hope springs eternal, and the hall was not only packed with the usual QAnon devotees and MAGA dead-enders, but also a worrying number of state-level elected officials, those who possess the power to tinker with election laws. One Colorado election official was attending the event when it was announced she was under investigation herself for allegedly compromising the security of county voting systems. And former Wisconsin Supreme Court Judge Michael Gableman, tasked with conducting a review of that state's presidential election, was also in attendance. His trip generously paid for by Wisconsin taxpayers.
You're attacked now, you're attacked with free speech all the time.
Despite large projection screens displaying matrix-like scrolling binary code and speakers offering a farrago of complicated-sounding computer jargon, Lindell's conspiracy confab was long on bluster and Trumpian applause lines.
We cannot live in fear anymore. Do you know what? Let me tell you.
And woefully short on evidence.
Everybody, tonight you're going to see something at 7 o'clock.
It will be, yeah.
That it's going to change the world. I have the evidence and I have validated it with the best in the world. Why did I wait? Why am I having this? To pierce that media. And why do I have to do that when I already have it proven? Why? You know why? So when I get to the Supreme Court, they go bring it in, and right now we're here to protect our country.
Yeah. But what happens if they don't rule in your favor? What do you do?
Then you lose. Then you know what? We all lose our country.
Seriously? You think it's that serious?
Listen, we all lose our country. Did you not listen to what I said? If Donald Trump would have been put in,
I listen to what you said, but I'm just wondering what
it's
you do.
Over.
America's over
because China's got our country. They did take this election.
You're saying that for 8 months we've been living in a sort of Chinese-occupied country.
They're in all facets.
So what's the most convincing part of that? When you say that China's occupying every facet of American government, where do you see that manifesting itself in the past 8 months?
I think you can look at this, and I've said this before. With political decisions, when I came out of my crack addiction and stuff, I didn't think politics mattered.
I can't imagine what you'd be like on crack. You're it's just very, very high volume. Yeah.
Well, crack's a different drug than cocaine. Crack's very paranoid. When I was on cocaine, it's about like this.
The conference did attract a few actual experts, like Robert Graham, who specializes in the very techniques Lindell claims were employed to steal the election. So what I've seen here is packet capture stuff that we're supposedly looking at, these hex values. What is your initial read on that?
So you see that scrolling display that was at the kiosk there of scrolling hexadecimal, purporting to be packet captures. We don't have access to those. And that's a big failing that we're all very frustrated with, that he invited us here to look at packet captures, and he has not given us any packet captures.
What do you make of the plausibility of what they're telling you right now? Just visually what you see these hex values.
We watched the movie The Matrix, where you have that cascading text. And so people think that, well, that's the way that techies like to see data. It's not the way we like to see data, because it's really hard for us to read. So that scrolling hex is meaningless to us. So there's nothing meaningful in what's been shown so far that we can make any sense of.
Have you seen any evidence that's convinced you of kind of, shenanigans?
I haven't seen evidence.
None,
zero. So the evidence has been zero.
This is what's ruined our country when they've done this cover-up. Journalists and media covering up the crime. And you know what? I'm going to say it right now before we get into discussion. Shame on you, Fox.
Lindell's goal, it seems, is not to provide evidence that Joe Biden is a Chinese Manchurian candidate, but to simply cast further doubt that the election wasn't on the level. His latest stunt seemed designed to sow further confusion. shouting down skeptical journalists while confusing the MAGA faithful with impenetrable tech jargon and reams of meaningless data. And while Trump isn't going to reverse the 2020 election results, maybe the pillow pitchman can make it easier for him to retake the presidency in 2024.